time to hang out with my sister girl. Hey, sister girl on films. Hey, sister girl on films. Hey.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Sister Girl on Films. And as you can tell by the title, I am here to give my thoughts and opinions on a very interesting horror, sci-fi, mystery thriller that came out this weekend called Infinity Pool. So Infinity Pool stars Alexander Skarsgård, who will always and forever be known as Eric Northman in my book, okay? Mia Goth and Cleopatra Coleman. So basically, Alexander Skarsgård and Cleopatra Coleman play a married couple named James and M. And so James and M are at this resort in this little small fictional town called La Toca. James is a struggling writer, so he's there to try to get over his creative block. M is taking care of the household, so there's a little bit of a strain on their marriage. And while they're at the resort, they meet Gabby and Albin. Gabby is played by Mia Goth, who is another married couple who seem to know their way around this little town. And so they go on a little off-resort excursion, which y'all know if you go to all-inclusive resort, that is always frowned upon on. And while they're out and about, they get into some trouble, and James is put into a situation where things start to spiral out of control, and he is trying to figure out what is real and what is not. And yeah, that's the best way I can explain what's happening in this movie without giving away too much, because this will be a spoiler-free review. I had no idea what Infinity Pool was about before I went to go see it. I saw a little bit of the trailer, but I didn't really want to watch a whole lot of the trailer because I feel like trailer nowadays just kind of give away too much of these damn movies. So I wanted to go into this movie with no preconceived notions about what this movie could possibly be about. And I feel like even with a little bit of the trailer that I did see, I still would have not even guessed what this movie was going to be about or where any of the twists or turns would have taken me. It kind of goes without saying that if Mia Goth is in a film at this point in what we've seen so far in her career, shit is just kind of going to go left and kind of be a little eccentric on a lot of levels. And I think that's exactly what this film is. It definitely is not for the average movie goer. I'm just going to say that right out front. So the overall idea in this notion that people with affluence and money can go to these small, poor countries and have vacations and just cut up, act a damn fool, and they can get away with these things because they have money. That's about all I'm going to say, okay? I think that's general enough that I'm not giving away a whole lot. Alexander Skarsgård and Mia Goth give great performances. Alexander Skarsgård, or James, his character, was in such a constant state of deer in headlights, like shock throughout the film, that I feel like his performance might come off as a little one note or kind of flat, but I don't think it was. I think that the whole point was that he was in this situation that was so chaotic and so like mind-bending, and there were moments of him that was enjoying these very like violent things that were happening and these very almost like psychedelic moments, and then there was another part of him that was like, what the fuck is happening right now? That I can imagine being in that situation, you would kind of be like a deer in headlights. Like, I don't know what is happening next, what's going to go on next. And maybe just being in a constant state of just confusion. And I felt that. I felt like if his performance had been any less or any more, then it wouldn't have been believable. So I feel like Alexander Skarsgård did a really good job. Mia Goth does crazy well. She does very strange well, and she was that in this. I saw a review. I wanted to watch one review just to make sure it wasn't anything too graphic in this movie before I went to go see it. And the reviewer said that Mia Goth is Mia Gothing in this. And I get exactly what he means. And if you've seen any of her performances, you know exactly what the hell that means. She was definitely giving her kind of signature performance at this point, which is not a bad thing because I think she's a really good actress. So I did enjoy the performances overall. I think the overall plot was really good. it wasn't anything that was too like revolutionary or groundbreaking that we haven't seen before. If you're into these types of films, let me make that clear. If you're into these type of like sci-fi horror, sci-fi mystery, psychological like mind fuck type of movie. So the storyline isn't anything that's like fresh and new for anybody that's used to this genre. But I did think that there were parts of it that made it a little distinctive in the fact that there was a little bit of a twist at the end that I don't think it was that predictable. I didn't necessarily see it coming, but then once it was revealed, it made sense. But yeah, so I did enjoy the storyline. Now I will say there were some graphic scenes. There are definitely a lot of graphic sexual scenes. So you don't be taking no damn kids to see this movie, okay? That went on a little too long. Like, I get it. We're viewing this experience through James's eyes, and so we should be seeing what he's seen and kind of feeling like what the hell is going on through his eyes. But there were a couple of moments where I was like, this scene could have been cut like probably 30 seconds to a minute ago. This is going on way too long. So that was one issue I had with the film. And then the other issue that I had was just that the ending was kind of anticlimactic in a way. Like there was a scene that was kind of disturbing near the end. But then when we got to our final like resolution, if I can say that, of the film, I don't know. I felt like I wanted there to be more. There was a part of me that wanted there to be an even bigger twist. And there was a part of me that felt like because of all the bullshit I had to just sit through in this movie, and I'm not saying bullshit in a bad way, but all the shit I had to sit through in this movie, I expected there to be a little bit of a bigger payoff than what we got. But then as I kind of sat with it and thought about it, I'm like, well, maybe that was the intention, because our character James went through so much bullshit, and then at the end, the shit was just over. And if you go see it, you'll get what I mean. And so maybe that was intentional, but it did feel a little like, that was it. Okay. Overall, I feel like Infinity Pool was an interesting movie. It's not one that I will go watch again. And it's not because I thought it was bad. It's just a preference thing for me. Like these types of films, when they have like this graphic imagery, and this, is this reality, is it not reality type of things. Sometimes for me, it gets one watch and then I'm over it. But if you're one of those people that really likes to dissect films and do film analysis and breakdowns and things like that, this might be right up your alley, because I'm sure there's a lot of symbolism within the film that maybe I just missed because I just watched it just to be watching it. I'm sure there's going to be a ton of different like think pieces on what the ending was and what it symbolized and all that. So if you're into that type of movie, then this is going to be something that's for you. But listen to me and listen to me good. If you are the average film goer, meaning, and I'm not saying this in a derogatory way, but if you go to movies strictly for performance, strictly for a very clear storyline, for a beginning, middle, end, a conclusion, something wrapped up with a nice little bow, you want to get a bit of laugh, a little bit of jump scare, you want everything to be black and white, no gray area, this ain't the movie for you, okay? You're not gonna like this. I'm just gonna tell you right now, this ain't gonna be for you. But if you like something that's a little more abstract, it's a little more, kind of out there in terms of imagery and context, then I think you might enjoy Infinity Pool. It looks like this new studio, Neon, this would be kind of their thing. I didn't see a lot of the trailers. I got to the movies a little late, but a couple of the movies previews that happened before Infinity Pool were by the same studio, and the movies looked very much like art house. That's the best way I can describe it. They were very art house type of films. So maybe this will be what this movie studio is all about, because this film did feel a little art house in a way. So yeah, so I can't really just give like a general recommendation for Infinity Pool, because this is very much, it depends on your preference type of movie. If you like mind fuckery, sci-fi horror, if you don't mind gratuitous sex scenes and weird body horror and things like that, then you might be okay with it. But if you are just like, hell to the nah, I don't like shit that I would consider weird, I just want to see a straight up mystery, horror, sci-fi, and nothing in between, then you might just want to skip this one, okay? So let me know in the comments below if you saw Infinity Pool, what you thought about it, if you liked it, if you didn't like it. And as always, y'all, like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'm gonna see y'all next time for something else. Thank y'all so much for your support, and I'm gonna see y'all next time.
So entertaining and authentic, believe me. So roll that footage, I'm ready to chill. Time to hang out with my sister girl. Hey, sister girl on films.